Okay, so before this video starts, I just wanted to say I for some reason decided to talk for it was 30 minutes of me talking. I don't know if I'm gonna cut any of it out because no one's gonna see this. Number one, watch this get like 1,000 views, which isn't a lot for other people, but for me that's like ridiculous numbers. It's happened before for no reason. But anyway, back to my point. Before this video starts, I just want to say this is a bit of a long video, as you can tell, because you clicked on it. And you can kind of skip around. Most of it is just me reiterating how much Coconut Mall sucks. So, there's not really a lot there. But just felt like voicing how much I hate this stage. So I guess here's that. Okay, you saw the title of the video. I'm not gonna even I'm not gonna be a little baby about it. I'm just gonna say I don't like Coconut Mall. I don't know why people like Coconut Mall. There are better stages, you know what I mean? Like, okay. When you think about, like, a Mario Kart lineup, like, everyone thinks about, oh, I want Coconut Mall. Like, I don't understand why. I mean, okay, obviously it's gonna be there. Like, it's, if you're having the, like, ideal Mario Kart lineup, it's gonna be there. Alright? But all I'm saying is, it's not that good. In fact, I would say it's a D tier track. It's absolutely awful. Like, there's nothing wrong with it, but it's like it's basic. Like, if you take away the track layout, or not the track layout, but like the background, the aesthetics and stuff, the fact that it's in a mall, it's just a basic track, you know what I mean? Like, I mean, most tracks are like that, like you take away everything else and it's like, okay, well, what is this really? But like, you think about, like, I don't know, DK Mountain or DK Summit, DK Pass, any DK track. I'm not a DK simp or anything, I just think that he has really good tracks, like, it just wouldn't be the same, like, when your DK Summit isn't the same when it's not Mario Kart Wii. But like, first off, if your second appearance is in Mario Kart 7, you're probably not that good of a track. I'm not gonna lie. They had a really good Rainbow Road. They had a few good tracks. I like Music Park. That's why that came back. But you notice how most things didn't come back. It's because they were bad. That game was really bad. And by bad, I mean bad by Mario Kart standards. So really, it was just mediocre. Kind of like Coconut Mall, in my opinion. It's very just, like, mediocre, I don't want to, I said I hate it, but I don't want to say that I hate it. That's not true. I don't hate it. It's just, it's not good. Like, when you line it up against other tracks, Coconut Mall does not perform well. You take away everything. Like, the only reason you like Coconut Mall is because it's in a mall. You know what I mean? And, the reason that's kind of, like, different from I guess, like, it's not the same without the looks, is, like, you could put any track in a mall, and it would be just as good as Coconut Mall. You know what I mean? But, like, DK Summit and DK Pass are two entirely different things. Like, if you move the layout, like, it's not the same. You're not playing the same track. Like, it's like the Moo Moo Meadows, Moo Moo Farms kind of thing. Like, You either like one. I mean, you can like both, obviously, but like you probably like one or the other. You know what I mean? And I just feel like Coconut Mall is one of those things where it's like, if they made another one that was called Delfino Mall, you'd be like, wow, this is exactly the same. And I mean, even if it had a different layout, it would just be like Donut Plains 1 versus Donut Plains 2, or Mario Circuit 1 versus Mario Circuit 2. Like, the layout's different, but everything else is the same. I mean, there's not really a lot that you can do with a mall. It's just a mall. You can change the stores, right? You can maybe change the colors, but it's still a mall. You know what I mean? And there are just better, like, track layouts, I think, in my opinion. I just think that you think about, like, okay, I keep bringing it up, but DK Summit and DK Pass is a really good one. Yoshi Falls, and that other track that I can't think of the name of that is in Mario Kart 64 and Mario Kart 8, the one with all the branching pathways. You know, they're both, like, loosely related to Yoshi, kind of the same vibe of, like, well, not really valley, but, you know, like, there's spots where you can fall off. Most of the track is spots where you can fall off. And I think that they're two entirely different things. They go for entirely different things, you know? But, like, I don't know how you would change a mall. You know what I mean? And this is, like, Waluigi Pinball, I'm not, like, I like it. I like it more than I like DK, or not DK Summit, more than I like, Coconut Mall. But I don't think it would be that different if you change the colors and layout. I think it would still be a pinball machine. And I think that, I'm not saying that that's a problem, you know? I think it's something that makes it special. But it's like, it's just a one-off thing. Like, you can't really do that a second time, you know what I mean? Because if I were to do it again, like, what would I do? Like, what could I possibly change about it that would make it, like, to the point where it's like, okay, this isn't just a pinball machine, you know what I mean? Because, like, with DK Summit and DK Pass, it's like, okay, well, one of them is more like a snowboarding cross kind of thing, and the other one is just, like, a spot that is snow related and has DK in the name. And I guess that's kind of cheating, you know? But every Rainbow Road is different. Like, I don't look at a Rainbow Road and say, this really reminds me of other Rainbow Road. Like, I don't look at like Mario Kart 7 Rainbow Road and be like, wow, I just can't stop thinking about Mario Kart Wii Rainbow Road when I look at this track. Like, because they're all different, but they're all set in space. They're all on a Rainbow Road. They all use the same motif. Like, they all pretty much are the same thing. They don't even change the name. Like, I don't know how they do that, but, you know, like, you wouldn't be able to replicate that with, like, other things, like other tracks. Like, you wouldn't be able to replicate that with Coconut Mall or a TikTok Clock or Waluigi's Pinball. But I like TikTok Clock because it has good music, and I like the hands. That's a good mechanic, especially in Mario Kart 8 where you can, like, drive over them as a little shortcut. I think that's pretty cool. But then, like, in Waluigi's Pinball, which I haven't played yet, the new one, I haven't played it yet, but I'd assume that it's pretty similar because there's not really a lot that you can do there. I mean, it's just a pinball machine, so I couldn't really imagine what they would add, like, you know, maybe the bumpers, you can, like, jump off of them or whatever to do a trick, but, like, I couldn't really see them adding new stuff, really, with that one. But, you know, I just think that it's not a very good thing, like, a very good, like, I don't understand. Like, okay, my thing about Coconut Mall versus, like, Waluigi's Pinball is overhyped, but it's more overhyped because of the music and the stage. You know, it's like, okay, it's set in a pinball machine, and it's Waluigi's Pinball machine, and the music's really good. Whenever you talk to someone about Coconut Mall, they're like, It's Coconut Mall, and there's cars outside of it, and I'm like, okay, that's cool, I guess. But I just don't know. I don't know how like that. It's not really the same to me. I don't think. I feel like it's not as good as that. And you look at something like Cloud Top Cruise and that Mario Kart GBA track that is Sky. I think it's Sky Garden, but that sounds wrong to me. But it was in Mario Kart DS and now it's in Mario Kart 8. That track and Cloud Top Cruise pretty much have the same like aesthetic, the same gimmick, and I think that they're both really good tracks. I think that if you made a second version of Airship Fortress from Mario Kart DS, I think it could be entirely different, and it could be just as good. It would be just as unique. So I don't know, like, why do people like Waluigi's Pinball, or not Waluigi's Pinball? Why do people like Coconut Mall so much? There are other tracks that do so much better than Coconut Mall. When you think about Coconut Mall, it is a single shortcut. It has one shortcut. Now Waluigi's Pinball has none, but like there's no like technical value in either of those tracks, but you don't like them for the technical value. You know what I mean? Like you're not there for the technical value. You're there for, in Waluigi's Pinball, the music. Waluigi Pinball, the music. Like the music is really the main thing, as well as the stages, gimmicks, the custom sound effects that are used. It's all really cool. But you want to know what has none of that? Coconut fucking Mall. Like, I, for the life of me, cannot understand why people like Coconut Mall. And okay, let me list off things that Coconut Mall has. It has the cars, and it has the escalators that change, and that's it. That's all that it has. That is literally it. It has nothing else. It's, and I mean like standout stuff. You know what I mean? Like when you think about Waluigi's Pinball, or you know, I'm not even gonna bring up that. Let's bring up something else. We'll bring up a Mario Kart 7 track. Let's bring up just simple Mario Kart 7 track, Daisy Hills. It has nothing unique about it. Okay, there's nothing unique about that track whatsoever. But the simple fact that there's like it has the glider section with like the windmill and you're like going into like the freaking town area or whatever, and you go down the hill and then there's the ramp and then you start gliding and there's the windmill and that's cool. You know? And that's comparable to the entirety of Coconut Mall. You think about Airship Fortress. What's cool about Airship Fortress? The music, the bullet bills that are coming at you the second that you pass that finish line. Like it's cool, you know? Then you get shot out of a cannon into the other, like the castle section. It's awesome. Coconut Mall has nothing cool about it. Like there's nothing cool about it at all, and people love it, and I don't know why. Like okay, if you take what's a Mario Kart 8 track? You take Wario Summit. Is that what it's called? So you know, now I'm gonna look that up because I'm gonna sound really stupid if I'm freaking wrong. It's fucking Mount Wario. Now I sound stupid. Whatever. Fuck it. Whatever. Mount Wario. Okay. Compare Mount Wario. This is kind of uncomparable because it's like an entire generation difference. But if you compare Mario or Mount Wario, right? Let's just take that on its own. What's cool about Mount Wario? You got the music, how it progresses over time as you're going down the mountain. You got like the end section where you got the rings and you go off the glider and it's like, oh, I hope I don't get hit by like a red shell or blue shell or whatever. It's cool. That's cool. Then you got the part where you're on your side and there's like the water coming down, and then you got the freaking the item boxes. That's really cool. Then there's the part where you're like in kind of like not a forest, but there's a bunch of trees and stuff. It's like there's stuff happening. There's sections. and it's like every single section's a challenge. Coconut Mall is just a course. You know what I mean? Like, and I know it's like it's a Mario Kart 8 course, right? But you take something like Moonview Highway or like Toad's Turnpike. Toad's Turnpike, right? It's awesome. I hate it in this game here, but it's awesome. Okay? And Toad's Turnpike, Moonview Highway, they're both really cool. They're both nighttime tracks. We'll even throw now I gotta look it up because I don't know Mario Kart track names. I sound so stupid. The one from Mario Kart 8, or not Mario Kart 8, Mario Kart Double Dash. Isn't it like Shrooms? No. I mean, Shroom Ridge, yeah. But not that one. I'm just gonna look up Double Dash tracks because I'll know it by name. Only had 16 tracks? Okay, whatever. We'll look. Okay, so it's which one of these is it? It's okay, Mushroom City, right? Mushroom City, Shroom Ridge, freaking Moonview Highway, Toad's Turnpike. They're basically all the same thing. One of them takes place at daytime, but they each have their own little thing that they do that makes cars on a street or on like a highway kind of road unique. I don't know how they do it. Obviously, I wasn't there when they made it, but it's cool. And they're all different, but they're all exactly the same. You know? They've all got good music. They've all got their own gimmick. Like, if you made another mall, it would just be a mall. You take something like Wario Coliseum, for example. 2 laps. Giant track, you know? You can never recreate something like that. Because it would just look like Wario Stadium. You would have to change so much about it. And I mean, you could still have it be 2 tracks, but I wouldn't really compare them anymore, because what I'm trying to get at here is that Coconut Mall's uniqueness is also its downfall because of how basic it is. Like, it's just a mall. You can never change a mall to be different. Even with the pinball machine, I said that you couldn't change it. You probably could. You could probably change it either, number one, you could just make a battle course out of it, which I think would be pretty cool, but no one plays battle courses. You wanted to make like a track, right? You could have it be like the same thing, you know, with, you know, how there's the ball that kind of like rolls through and then it ends up on the actual pinball table. That's pretty cool. Then you've got the actual slot that you go through at the beginning of the race to get onto that. Like it's an actual pinball machine that you're in. So you could take that gimmick and it's still a pinball machine, just change the layout of it and change the colors. And then I guess maybe it would be like Rainbow Roads kind of thing. But like Coconut Mall, you can't, it's just a mall. And maybe I'm wrong, maybe I'm biased because I freaking hate that stage. But like I feel like you could never change Coconut Mall enough to not just be Coconut Mall. Like it's so basic. Like it has one shortcut. It literally has the same design as like an SNES track. It is one shortcut and it's a circle. Like, I mean, I know like most tracks are circles, obviously, because they're racetracks, but that one, no, it's more like a square, I think, actually. So I mean, I guess that's slightly better, but it's still pretty basic. Like, it's not very good, and there's nothing unique about it other than the escalators and the cars. Which honestly, I'm taking away the cars because there are 4 other tracks that are better and also have cars. I mean, even like Bowser's Castle, every Bowser's Castle is different. There are multiple Bowser's Castles in the first in Mario Kart Super Circuit and Super Mario Kart. and all of them are different and are good. And they all look exactly the same, but they don't feel the same. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. I mean, I honestly will say that when I like Mario Kart Double Dash and Mario Kart DS, I do feel like their Rainbow Roads are a bit the same. Not that, like, there's nothing about them that's really the same. They just feel similar in a way. I don't know why. But you think about most Mario Kart stages, they typically have a gimmick or something cool about them. And this isn't like, it's not just that track, right? Because you could bring up tons of tracks that are like, that track is just kind of meh, you know? Like, Daisy Cruiser is meh. There's nothing special about it. You take something like Baby Park and Luigi Circuit. The main appeal is the fact that the other racers can hit you from any place. Like, a Bowser shell can hit you from any place. What's it called? In Baby Circuit. So it's like, or Baby Park. So it's like, yeah, that's a pretty unique gimmick, I'd say. I think that's pretty cool. That, you know, you can be impacted more often by players that aren't really near you. And I like that. But I don't know, man. Like, you take Wario Stadium and Waluigi Stadium, those are two separate tracks that are pretty much the same format. I don't know what it is about Coconut Mall and maybe I'm just biased, right? But I feel like Coconut Mall would not be different if you changed the layout of the mall and like the aesthetics of the mall, like what shops there are and stuff. I feel like it wouldn't be different. And I don't know why. Maybe I really do just hate Coconut Mall that much. But, like, to me, I can't get over the fact that I just don't feel like it would be different. Like, I don't know what it is. You could say, what's it called? Any ice stage is pretty similar, or like snow level. But even those all kind of have their own thing. Like, I don't know what it is. But Coconut Mall, and yeah, maybe I do just hate Coconut Mall. But like, I'm a proud Coconut Mall hater, okay? Because it's not a good stage. And I can never say it will be. I don't know. It's just not what it needs to be. I don't know. And there's nothing about it in particular. Like, I don't know what you would do to make a mall more extravagant that would keep it mall-ish. But I don't know. I just don't think it's that good overall. I feel like it has the problem of just being not enough. Like, it has everything a mall has, but it's just not that good. It's just not as good as other tracks, and it never will be, because you can't replicate it again. And that's not a good thing, because you can't replicate it again, because if you did, first off, no one would like that version as much, and second off, it's not like it's a mall. I don't know. Maybe it's just me. But I feel like Coconut Mall is not a good track, and it never will be, because it's not. It's not that, I don't want to say compatible with like the Mario Kart style. But like most tracks have like another version of them, even if it doesn't go by the same name or anything like that. Like there are very few tracks that I can say like this track is one of a kind. You know, like it might like Maple Treeway, Airship Fortress. Like those are tracks that are one of a kind. There aren't that many of those, and I still think that you could recreate those. You could definitely change the change the season, maybe put it inside of a tree instead of having it be outside of a tree. You could make it like kind of loop in and out of the tree. Have it be just one really big tree. It could be called freaking, I don't know, Redwood Raceway. It's a giant redwood tree and you're racing through it. Bam, there's an idea. You go downhill. You go down the tree and to the base of the tree, and that's the end of the race, from the top to the bottom, just like that. Boom, done. Simple, right? But it would feel entirely different than Maple Treeway. You could make another airship level. You could make it based on instead of just being like a generic ship, you could have two ships that you switch between through cannons on the side. And it doesn't have to be like anything special, you know. It could just be, instead of having a castle, it's just two ships that you switch between through the cannons. And that's it. Like, it would still have the Airship Fortress vibe, because Airship Fortress takes place on an airship for the most part. I mean, there's the part at the end where you like drift down and then go to the finish line, but that's more like transition. Like, I don't know. I feel like it's just, to me, it's just not a very good track. Like, I don't know. I don't want to say it's bad. It's definitely got a lot of good things to it. Like, as much as I say I hate it, it's a good track. It has a lot of good stuff to it. That's kind of like, you know, different than most other tracks, but it definitely does come down to the aesthetics. Like, if you like Coconut Mall, you like the fact that it's a mall. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like there's nothing else that really makes it stand out among the other tracks. Which a lot of them are, like, you can't really compare them to Mario Kart 8 tracks. So Mount Wario isn't really a fair comparison, because that's just a really good track. But I definitely do think it could have been better. I don't know why, or how, rather. But it probably could have been better. But to all you Coconut Mall lovers out there, just know your stage isn't that good. It's actually pretty bad. Like I said, it's like a D tier stage. Like, it is not good at all.